Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. Again, I want to thank all my viewers. For those who've gone over to Tarot the Seven Seas, my international tarot reading channel. I've had a couple of readings on Navalny over the past few days. Tonight's reading going on over there, which is going to go up at 10 o'clock Pacific time on Sunday night, is on the mourners that are being arrested. Over almost 400 mourners of Navalny have been arrested for the simple fact of mourning his death. Welcome to Russia, where you can't even mourn somebody who's been murdered, huh? And it looks at just the general energy around it and the consequences, what's going to be happening next. So if you're curious about that, go ahead and check out Tarot of the Seven Seas. I'll have a link in the description. Again, it's a second channel I started, mostly focusing on European events. It's an international channel, so most of the United States stuff happens here. But if you want to find out what's going on internationally, that's a great channel to go take a look. I mean, I've got readings on Russia. I have readings on Japan's moon launch, on King Charles's health issues, stuff like that. It's all over the place. Anyways, back to your regularly scheduled reading for today, which is going to be on Liz Cheney warning that the Republican Party's Putin wing is, basically running for election in 2024. And the quote here is, "We have to take seriously the extent to which you've now got a Putin wing of the Republican Party." And she believes this election cycle is making sure that the Putin wing of the Republican Party does not take over the West Wing of the White House. The former president earlier this month said he would encourage Russia to do whatever the hell they want to any NATO member country that doesn't meet the guidelines. It undermines our security, including that of the U.S., and puts American and European soldiers at increased risk. And she also pointed out, when you think about Donald Trump, for example, pledging retribution, look at what Vladimir Putin just did to Navalny. That is what Trump is talking about. So, not that people here haven't figured that out or haven't heard that message, but the threat is real. So again, this is not to get scared. This is not to generate panic on it. It's just to stiffen your resolve. Make sure you're registered. Make sure like-minded friends are registered. Get out and vote like your democracy depends on it, because it does. All right, but let's take a look at Liz Cheney giving the warning about the Putin wing of the Republican Party. So I think she's trying to send messages here in messaging about, who are real Americans and who are Americans that are in servitude of Russia and Vladimir Putin. Entertainment purposes only. What's the energy around this? Judgment. Call to arms. She's doing her part to reach out to conservatives about the dangers of a Trump re-election and the Trump MAGA Freedom Caucus sycophants. She's trying to let them know this is what's going to happen in the United States. Count on it. This is not a message for the left. The left's already got this part figured out. This is a message for the right. And again, I know I'll get a lot of hate, I don't trust Liz Cheney. You have to find the right messenger for people. It's always about finding the right messenger. Barack Obama was a fantastic messenger for a lot of people watching this channel. Maybe not everybody, but for a lot of people, he was, or Michelle Obama for that matter, they were the people that could get the message over to you and get you to call to action. Barack Obama and Michelle Obama were not going to be the right people to get that message across to folks on the other side of the aisle. They just aren't. You've got to have somebody like a Liz Cheney to communicate that message. Is it going to resonate with most of them? Maybe, maybe not. But it'll resonate with a few. And that's what you want. Yeah. Crossed with, you don't dilute your, this is kind of the delusion, Seven of Cups is the challenge to the judgment. She's alerting things because people on the right are in an absolute stupor. It's almost like they've forgotten what their values are and they've forgotten how to critically think. They are so used to being told what to do like a bunch of zombies that they do whatever they're told to do. So you can either encourage them to think, or you can give contrasting orders to the zombies, and then the zombies are confused. I think she is trying to get him to critically think, but she's at least warning him that, remember, Russia bad type of thing. Underneath it all is the Ace of Cups. She's passionate about this. This right now is driving Liz Cheney's passion more than anything else in 2024. She has sworn that she will do everything in her power to make sure Donald Trump is not elected to the White House. And that is a passion and a driving goal of hers. And as an extra added secondary mission, it's also to make sure that the MAGA faction and the Putin faction of the Republican Party do not get reelected into Congress. In the past, it's the Two of Wands. She's been planning things out. She's looking at things with the Republican Party, and she's been taking what she feels are the proper strategic actions and steps to get her message out, to try and wake people up and get them out of that stupor. She's doing what she promised she was going to do. She is putting America first. She's putting country above party. Trust me, once we're out of the danger of an authoritarian government, she will be right back to right-wing conservative politics that not many people on this channel like. But for right now, her job is to wake up the zombies on the right to the fact that they are supporting Putin in an autocracy, and that's not democracy. As I was saying, Knight of Cups, going forward with that offer, that message, those emotions. Again, she's got that strong emotions and passions. She's going forward with that message, playing on people's passions. Do you want the United States to be, the Republicans to be an arm of Putin? She's putting it right out there for him. And if anybody argues with her, she's just going to show you all the things that the Republicans are doing that Putin loves. And the Republicans aren't going to have any answer for not funding Ukraine, especially after the murder of Navalny. Overarching energy is the world. This is her world for 2024. This is her end game. She wants to bring an end to Donald Trump. She wants to bring an end to Trump. She wants to bring an end to Trumpism. She wants to bring an end to the authoritarian government that we're going down towards. And she's making this almost like a life mission at this stage of her life. Again, after that, who knows where she's going to go or what she's going to do next. But right now, she's an ally. Lesson to be learned from this is the Queen of Swords. Just like Nancy Pelosi, you do not mess with this woman. If you're going to take shots at her, she's going to bring her sword. And, if you're not there for a knife fight, you're going to get stuck. She's just, again, the Queen of Swords, no, I'll bring it back. Queen of Swords is about intellect and no-nonsense decision-making. It's this or this. It's that stern parent. And that's, although she's got the passion there, she's presenting it as a very black and white issue. There is no middle ground. Either you're a Putin Republican or you are not. Period. Which side are you on? Out comes the Tower. She is making it her goal, and I think she's going to be successful with this new branding of Putin Republicans, of taking them down. If nothing else, to pull conservative votes away from extremists and put them with somebody who better represents America. And this probably kills her to say it. She would rather people vote for a Democrat than vote for a Putin Republican. Now, again, all the hatred that you hold for Liz Cheney, I get it. But I want you to put yourself, the one thing about Democrats is they're really good at empathy. They're asking, instead of asking, what about me, you ask, what about them? So now I want you to think what Joe Biden or say the progressives in the Democratic Party, how bad things would have to be for you to say, don't you dare vote for Joe Biden for president or this a group of left-wing extremists to be reelected. How bad would it have to be for you to do that? And how hard would it be for you to do that? Could you even consider it? Right? That's, I mean, it's hard for me to wrap my mind around it. But that's how hard it is for her. Somebody who's a dyed-in-the-wool Republican, father was a Republican, she's grown up as a conservative her entire life. Again, her social policies are atrocious, and I really wish she'd wake up and be a lot kinder in those, but that's not who she is. And she's telling people, basically, don't vote for this group of Republicans and don't vote for Trump for president. That's how bad things are for her. I mean, she probably feels like more of a traitor to the Republican Party than these people who have actually betrayed the Republican Party. So, all I'm asking is, she's an ally today. She may not be an ally next year, but at least she's not a fascist. She's not an authoritarian. All right. Will her message get through to the Republicans out there? Wheel of Fortune. We'll see. It's going to get through to some folks. We'll wait and see on this one as she keeps hammering away on the message. Because, again, as I mentioned, she's the right messenger. She is the right messenger to reach out to conservatives. The MAGA folks, the Trumpers, will never, ever, ever, ever listen to her. Not in a million gazillion years. But that's not who she's trying to talk to. She's trying to talk to people who are not MAGA cult members who basically don't be a part of the Putin caucus. And there's that Ace of Cups again. Underneath the passion that's there. We'll see how the messaging goes. Ace of Pentacles. She's reminding people of their values. Let's go back to Reagan. Reagan and Gorbachev was a really unusual relationship. And that was the closest Russia, the Soviet Union, I guess at the time, was with the United States, and later as it broke apart to Russia. That was the closest they've been. But I think she's trying to remind people of their conservative values. What's a conservative value and what isn't? What's a conservative value and what's an extremist value? This message is going to carry over. She's going to keep hammering on this message, and she's just going to keep grinding away on the folks that would be voting for Republicans. Mostly Trump. Ace of Wands. Look at a pair of aces on that one. She's got the momentum. She's got the message. She's got the appeal. She's going to use it. She knows the tool, and she knows how to use the tool. She also understands the short-term consequences of what she's doing and how persona non grata she's going to be with about half of the people that vote for Republicans. But again, 3 aces. This is her passion. These are her values. This is her message going forward. She doesn't care. She doesn't care about the short-term consequences. I think she figures out it's going to work out in the wash at the end. But I think she's also sending the message to conservatives, you don't have to be tied to the Putin Republicans. Look at that. She's successful. She is successful in pulling people out, welcoming people back to the party, getting them untied from this, welcoming them back in. Ultimately, the biggest value in all this is going to be in battleground states where it could go to either candidate. It's that close. And again, if you can suck off 3%, 5%, 7%, siphon off that many voters to not vote for Trump, or heck, not even vote for a Putin supporting senator candidate or House candidate, then what you've got left are normal conservatives or Democrats in those spots. And then we push authoritarianism much further away to the point where maybe we can get some election laws and to keep our security and our votes and stuff like that secure so that they can't be undermined by these groups. All right. She hasn't commented one way or another if she's going to run for president of the United States. So let's ask. Maybe she hasn't made up her mind. But will Liz Cheney register in the general election for the president of the United States, especially in battleground states? Now, she could do it in all 50 states, but it doesn't do any good to register in California, for instance, because Trump's not going to win California. And, so there's no value there. But if you register in Michigan or Wisconsin or Pennsylvania or Florida or Texas, Georgia, places like that, and you can get 5% of the vote, that's all you need. Will she register? Will she actually register in some states, especially swing states, as a Republican candidate? Or I should say, she would be as an independent, because she's not part of the Republican Party, so she can't run as a Republican candidate. She's working on that campaign, fundraising, messaging. Queen of Pentacles. She'll do it because she sees the value in it. That doesn't mean yes, but I think she's looking at it. And this is like 8 battleground states that she's looking at getting her name on the ballot. Because it's that important to her and to the future of the United States that she do this. Oh, she's going to be so hated in the Republican Party by the MAGA faction. Interesting. 4 of Cups. This was the same card I got several months ago when I was reading who was going to replace, who might be the next Speaker of the House. And this was the card I got for her. It's like something she didn't want to do. Underneath it all, I think she would just as soon not run for president of the United States. But really, it's down to and the problem is you can't trust the polls. Honest to God. If the polls were accurate and honest, and they showed Biden, leading 52% to like 45% or 53% to 43%, something like that, she wouldn't even bother running because there's no point. That Biden's got this one in the bag. But you can't trust the polls, so you don't know where Biden really is. She doesn't want to run. She really doesn't want to. She will do it, though, if she feels like she has to, because her values are such. But emotionally, she doesn't want to do it. In the past, you got the 4 of Wands. This was her, she was the number 3 person in the Republican Party in the House. And then she stood up against Trump and she got kicked out. They voted to censure her. They kicked her out of her leadership post. They primaried her, and she was basically out of Congress. And shown the door and told not to come back. And a bunch of spineless conservatives said they were supporting Liz, but they can't really do it publicly because then Trump will send a mean tweet about him, and then they'll get primaried and they won't have a job either, and that's no good. Again, not a collective spine amongst the group of them. Will she run for president? 5. Right now she's disappointed. I don't know if that's that the registration's not working as well as that. But I think really what it is that she doesn't want to, but she knows she's going to have to. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to do this. And I cannot believe I have to do this. Why can't you people just not vote for the dictator? Is that so difficult? She must be so freaking disgusted with Republican voters right now. 6 of Swords is the overarching energy, trying to calm things down, trying to get things to basically, I think she's just trying to get America to 2025 intact. And if that's what she has to do, that's what she has to do. She wants to see the United States make it to the shores of democracy in 2025. Lesson to be learned: people are just in a cult. They aren't figuring it out. And again, I was saying that she was going to make a difference on some people. It may not be enough with her messaging to the point where she actually has to run. But it's to give people a different choice, people to express different values than what the GOP is going to give to them, which is going to be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs Donald Trump. Outcome is the levers. She will draw Republican votes. She will draw protest votes. Maybe people that would normally not vote for Trump at the top of the ticket, she's going to get their votes. And maybe some of her messaging also prevents some MAGA candidates from getting out there. But I would also be really curious to see some MAGA candidate go after her, because I'm sure she's got dirt she could throw right back at him. I think she's going to be successful. I do think she's going to put her name on the ballot. She doesn't want to. She's disappointed she has to. But it's going to happen. Because she's doing her part. All right. I will leave you at that. Thank you very much for supporting my channel. Thank you very much for your kind words and your comments and your likes and your shares and everything you do to feed the algorithm, so my video makes it out to a wider audience. To folks just discovering this channel recently, welcome. Welcome to the channel. Hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.